Hi there, it's Steve here, back again with another bat rep for you. This time up against a brand new player, and he's got some mercenaries to play. He's playing Shae, and he's brought a list that is quite heavily influenced by what he had fully painted at the time. So he's just starting his collection, and he wanted to make sure he played fully painted, which is admirable. And this is what his list was. So it's Shae, and in his battle group, he's got a Mariner and a Buccaneer and a Freebooter. There's one Death Archon in there, which is the only not fully painted model, and that's because it belongs to me. He's got one Powder Monkey. He's got Lord Rockbottom, First Mate Hawk, Bosun Grogspar, Bloody Bradigan, Dirty Meg, Doc Killingsworth, and Master Gunner Dougal McNail. So that's a lot of solos. He's got a minimum unit of Sea Dog Pirates in there with 3 weapon attachments and Mr. Walls. And then he's got the Commodore Cannon and crew, Devil Shadow Mutineers, Lady Ayana and Master Holt, and a full unit of press gangers. So it's a very high model count army. And I brought my Crucible Guard, and I'm playing my current Syvestro list, which looks like this. That's Syvestro with Alice, a Vulcan and a Vindicator in the battle group, 2 Railless Interceptors. We got Anastasia Debray for the bonus to roll to go first because it's in Magnum Opus. We got 2 Trancers, 2 Ascendant Mentalists, and 1 unit of failed experiments. So here's what the table looked like. Now, I bizarrely, for the second time in a row with this Syvestro list, lost the roll to go first. So my opponent decided that it would be best if he goes first, which I think is the right decision against Syvestro. And his setup looked like this. And I chose this edge of the table just because it's got more space for my huge bases to move around. Maybe a mistake because I don't care too much about terrain, and his side of the table's got a nice house to protect that flag. But yeah, I wanted to have a lot of nice space to move around, so I chose this side. And then the game started. So the first round looked like this. He moved up his Sea Dogs up behind the house there. Almost all of his solos are all bunched up there as well. You can see the Death Archon. He decided to ambush with his press gangers, which I think is a good idea. Commodore Cannon over on the left-hand side, which I think he regretted a bit later in the game because of how slow it is. And then the battle group over on the right-hand side, taking cover behind the wall. So my first turn looked like this, taking advantage of the smoke in the middle to bring up the failed experiments a little bit. On the left-hand side, I tried to put a AoE into the Sea Dogs, but unfortunately I forgot that he had Phantasm up on those. So if I had remembered that, then I could possibly have cast Purification first, remove Phantasm, and then been free to shoot into that unit of Sea Dogs and take out quite a few of them probably with my anti-tough tech. Other than that, I just moved up the Railless Interceptors as far as they could go without getting too badly shot to pieces, or certainly not charged. And you can see I've put my Trancers up in annoying positions that he has to watch out for if he advances any closer. Other than that, we've got the Mentalists and the Vindicator in the middle, covering everything with Force Aura. So my opponent's second turn looked like this. He charged, he actually feated this turn, and Shae is a super fast warcaster. He can add an extreme amount of distance to charge ranges, so that's really good. So I respected the charge ranges to a certain degree, but because I wanted to put a little bit of damage on those pirates with the Vulcan, which didn't work out, I had to have my Vulcan within 14 inches of his front pirates. Everything else was outside of charge range, so those pirates charged the Vulcan and did maybe 2/3 damage to it, so it's pretty good. They hit pretty hard, those pirates. But apart from that, and a little bit of damage from the Commodore Cannon, and also the Mariner, I think, put shots on the Vulcan. So it took all of that to do 2/3 damage, which is not really good enough if you want to kill the Vulcan. You have to kill it outright with a charge. And pretty much nothing else got touched. I can see that the Mutineers managed to take out one of the failed experiments. And I think Ayana and Holt also debuffed the Vulcan and also tried to kill the Trancer that was next to them unsuccessfully. So, yeah, so Andy didn't ambush the press gaggers in this turn either. So, this was obviously a very good turn for me to try and do a giant alpha feat and try and do as much damage as possible. And after the dust had settled, the table looked like this. So, yeah, pretty much tabled. There's not an awful lot left. All the jacks are gone. The Commodore Cannon's still there and the Death Archon's still there, but that's pretty much it. And Shae is obviously still on the table. I managed to contest his flag and score some points as well. So at that point, we kind of realised that the game is probably done. He still wanted to try and ambush his press gangers, so that's what he did on the right-hand railless on his turn, and was able to do not able to kill it, but able to do some damage. And then we played the game to the end. And the Death Archon looks like it charged the Vulcan, but again, because my feat allowed me to heal the Vulcan so much, I didn't really do enough damage. So yeah, that was it pretty much. We decided to call the game at that point, but very well played. This is the first ever 75-point game for my opponent, so he did extremely well. And I believe he's going to be coming back with a bit of a slightly altered Shae list sometime in the future, so we'll be seeing him again soon. And yeah, that's it. I'll keep it short, and I'll move on to the next bat rep.